Welcome to Video C, the multiplication tables. We've learned how to add and subtract, now it's time to multiply. For some of you, this is a review. For some of you, this is what you've avoided for a long time. For others, it's your first time. Whatever your situation is, I can tell you that these times tables are important to use. I probably use one of them at least once or twice every day. Once you know these, you've made a firm support for the rest of your math studies. Don't skimp here. Don't skip over these. I promise you, you'll need to know them to continue studying math. So let's see how quickly and easily you can learn them. Now remember, if you study something on Monday, remember to study every day, because if you study something on Monday and you don't study it again until Friday, you'll forget it. It'll be hard to learn again. So make sure if you study something on Monday, you study it Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. To begin, I want you to learn the easiest times tables first. Let's look at the 0 times tables. Anything multiplied by 0 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. 0 times 1 is 0. 0 times 2 is 0. 0 times 3 is 0. 0 times 4 is 0. 0 times 5 is 0. 0 times 6 is 0. 0 times 7 is 0. 0 times 8 is 0. 0 times 9 is 0. 0 times 10 is 0. 0 times 11 is 0. 0 times 12 is 0. Easy? Sure it is. Now remember, the sign for multiplication is an X. Now let's do a little quiz. Remembering anything times 0 is 0. 0 times 8 is 0. 0 times 5 is 0. 0 times 3, 0. 0 times 12, 0. 0 times 11, 0. 0 times 9, 0. 0 times 1, 0. 0 times 6, 0. Are you ready for another easy times table? It's the 1 times table. Anything multiplied by 1 is itself. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 9 is 9. 1 times 10 is 10. 1 times 11 is 11. 1 times 12 is 12. Now let's have a little quiz. Remember, anything multiplied by 0 is 0, and anything multiplied by 1 is itself. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 12 is 12. 1 times 9 is 9. 1 times 3 is 3. 4 times 1 is 4. 3 times 0? 0. 5 times 1? 5. 11 times 1? 11. 0 times 0? 0. 0 times 8? 0. 9 times 1? 9. 12 times 1? 12. So remember, anything times 0 is 0. 0 times 5 is 0. Anything times 1 is itself. 1 times 5 is 5. Now, what I'd like you to do is take a look at the Learn Math Quickly Basic Math Workbook. And what page I want you to look at is page 62. So take a look at this page, and what you're going to see here is a multiplication table. Do you see this? This is on page 62. Now, in this multiplication table, you'll see that if you're going to multiply one number times another, all you have to do is follow the lines, and you can multiply one number times another. This is a times table, and it will help you in learning your times tables. So in the table, if you wanted to multiply 6 times 4, here is your 6 and here is your 4. You would trace the lines and you would get 24. And that's on page 62. Now, on the next page, which is page 63, if you turn it over, you will find that we have more times tables. And this time they're in little boxes. And these times tables go from 1 to 12. They're on pages 63 all the way to 73. And what can you do with these? Well, you can cut them out. You can take them and cut them out. If you're working on the ones and the twos, you can take out your scissors and cut out the tables, and you can carry these little papers around with you so you can practice many, many times a day. So remember that when using this book, you can take out your scissors, you can cut up these little cards, these little papers here, and put them in your pocket. Take them around with you so that you can practice. I want you to learn these times tables quickly and easily. Now, if you need practice for the zeros and ones, please go to pages 75 and 76, and you can do the exercises for the 0 and 1 times tables. Now remember, put these little papers, after you've cut them, put them in your pocket, put them in your bag or your knapsack, and remember to take them out and look at them several times a day. If you study something on Monday, if you keep reviewing it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, by Friday, they will really be set in your mind. And we're going to be going through the times tables up to 12, that's 0 through 12. And you already know your 0 and 1 times tables, right? Now it's time to learn the twos. You'll need to memorize these. For some of you, that's easy. For others, it might be a little difficult, but you can do it. Students ask me all the time, what's the best way to remember them? Whatever works best for you. I like to write them over and over, and I like to say them at the same time. Some people sing them, some people mix them up and test themselves. Some people set aside time throughout the day to practice. When they're brushing their teeth or taking a walk, before they go to sleep, when they're waiting for the dentist, when they're swimming, cleaning your room, whenever you can practice, practice, because the more you practice, the better, the easier it is. I tell my students to get in the shower and don't come out until you've practiced your times tables. And I like to have them carry around these little times table papers with them and practice several times a day. See them, say them, sing them, think them, dance them, and of course, watch the video again and again and again. Say them with me. Do the lessons in the book. We will be doing them in order. We're not going to learn the 8 times tables before we know the 2 times tables. They go in order. They're easier that way. So are you ready? You already know the first 2 tables. 0 times tables and the 1 times tables. And now you already know the first 2 answers for the 2 times tables. 0 times 2 is 0. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 9 is 18. 2 times 10 is 20. 2 times 11 is 22. 2 times 12 is 24. Go to page 77 and do the exercises, and remember it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Now study, 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 and then come back to the video when you know them. Remember, use your papers, quiz yourself in your workbook, practice, and come on back for a short quiz. Are you ready for a little quiz? 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 6? 12. 2 times 10? 20. 2 times 9? 18. 2 times 11? 22. 2 times 4? 8. 2 times 7? 14. 2 times 1? 2. 2 times 12? 24. 2 times 0? 0. 2 times 2? 4. 2 times 5? 10. How did you do? If you want more practice, go back to page 77 in the workbook. But if you did well on the quiz and you feel like you know them, then let's go on. These are the 3 times tables. You already know the first 3. 0 times 3 is 0. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 3 is 12. 5 times 3 is 15. 6 times 3 is 18. 7 times 3 is 21. 8 times 3 is 24. 9 times 3 is 27. 10 times 3 is 30. 11 times 3 is 33. 12 times 3 is 36. 0, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36. Now don't forget your 2 times tables. Practice, practice, practice. Practice your 2s, practice your 3s. Don't forget your 0s and 1s. I want you to read them, write them, study them, learn them, and then come on back to the video. When you know them, remember to see page 78, and remember to shuffle your 2s and 3s and practice. So I'll see you for the quiz. Time for the 3 times table quiz. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 8, 24. 3 times 1, 3. 3 times 7, 21. 3 times 4, 12. 3 times 9, 27. 3 times 12, 36. 3 times 10, 30. 3 times 3, 9. 3 times 6, 18. 3 times 11, 33. How did you do? If you feel like you need or want more practice, practice the exercises in the book, then rewind and try again. Remember to see page 78. If you feel like you know them, then let's go on to the next table. But let me caution you, don't go on unless you can do the 0s, 1s, 2s, and 3s. Okay, are you ready for the 4 times tables? You already know the first 4. 0 times 4 is 0. 1 times 4 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 4 is 12. 4 times 4 is 16. 5 times 4 is 20. 6 times 4 is 24. 7 times 4 is 28. 8 times 4 is 32. 9 times 4 is 36. 10 times 4 is 40. 11 times 4 is 44. 12 times 4 is 48. Now I want you to remember that it works both ways. 12 times 4 is 48, so that means that 4 times 12 is 48. 4 times 6 is 24, that means that 6 times 4 is 24. And always remember that the 2s and the 4s have even numbered answers. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48. Now see page 79, and don't forget your 2s and 3s, keep reviewing, and then add the 4s, do the exercises on page 79, and remember, study them, read them, learn them, write them several times a day, practice, practice, practice till they are yours. And see you soon for the quiz. Practice with your papers, mix up your 4s and your 2s and your 3s, and then come on back for the quiz after you've learned the 4s. Are you ready for the quiz? 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 12, 48. 4 times 3, 12. 4 times 4, 16. 4 times 8, 32. 4 times 9, 36. 4 times 10, 40. 4 times 6, 24. 4 times 11, 44. 4 times 1, it's 4. How did you do? Remember, if you need more review, practice the exercises in the workbook and rewind and do this quiz again. Now it's time for the 5 times tables. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. You already know the first 5. Let's study the rest. Let's start with 0 times 5 is 0. 1 times 5 is 5. 2 times 5 is 10. 3 times 5 is 15. 4 times 5 is 20. 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 5 is 30. 7 times 5 is 35. 8 times 5 is 40. 9 times 5 is 45. 10 times 5 is 50. 11 times 5 is 55. 12 times 5 is 60. Let's say it again. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Think about the yard lines in a football field. And now get some practice with the 5 times table. See page 80. I really like the 5 times tables. I think they're kind of easy. But don't forget your 2s, 3s, and 4s. And remember the 0s and 1s. Study, 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 and meet me back when you're finished. And remember to practice with your papers. Carry them around in your pocket and practice, practice, practice. And I'll see you for the quiz for the 5 times tables. Are you ready for the quiz for the 5 times tables? 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 10 is 50. 5 times 12 is 60. 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 6, 30. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 9, 45. 5 times 11, 55. 5 times 8, 40. 5 times 0, 0. 5 times 2, 10. 5 times 5, 25. 5 times 3 is 15. Now, I want to remind you that when you're studying the 5 times tables, you can always think about a clock. When the hand is on 5 after, that's on the 1. So 5 times 1 is 5. When the hand is for 10 after, that's on the 2. 2 times 5 is 10. When the hand is on a quarter after, that's 5 times 3 is 15. So to do your times tables, you can always go around the clock for the 5 times tables. How did you do? I know that you did well. I can just feel it. Now, just a reminder, remember to find some time during the day to study. Remember to shuffle the 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, shuffle those papers, and keep practicing. And if you feel like you really know them, you're solid with them, then let's go on to the 6s. And really, with the 6s, you're reviewing because you already know half of them. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, 60, 66, 72. Let's study the 6 times tables. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 7 is 42. 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 9 is 54. 6 times 10 is 60. 6 times 11 is 66. 6 times 12 is 72. Okay, see page 81. Do the questions on page 81. Study your 6s. And when you're ready and you feel confident, come back for a quiz for the 6 times tables. Are you ready for the quiz? 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 5, 30. 6 times 4, 24. 6 times 9, 54. 6 times 11, 66. 6 times 8, 48. 6 times 6, 36. 6 times 2, 12. 6 times 1, 6. 6 times 10, 60. 6 times 0, 0. 6 times 12, 72. How did you do? I just know that you did well. I can feel it. Now, just a reminder, study, study, study. Are you ready for the 7s? Remember, if you need more practice, you know where to go. Go to the book, do the exercises, use the papers, study and practice, and shuffle those 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, and now it's time for the 7s. You already know the first 7. 7 times 0 is 0. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times 7 is 49. 7 times 8 is 56. 7 times 9 is 63. 7 times 10 is 70. 7 times 11 is 77. 7 times 12 is 84. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70, 77, 84. Remember, go to the workbook, see pages 82 and 83, do the exercises, practice, practice, study, study, and I'll see you soon for a test of your knowledge. Here's the quiz for the 7 times tables. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 2, 14. 7 times 6, 42. 7 times 4, 28. 7 times 5, 35. 7 times 11, 77. 7 times 12, 84. 7 times 10, 70. 7 times 9, 63. 7 times 0, 0. 7 times 3, 21. 7 times 7, 49. How did you do? We only have 5 more times tables and you know most of them. So shuffle your papers, the 1s, the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, the 5s, the 6s, and the 7s, and let's go on for the 8s. Remember, you already know the first 8. 0 times 8 is 0. 1 times 8 is 8. 2 times 8 is 16. 3 times 8 is 24. 4 times 8 is 32. 5 times 8 is 40. 6 times 8 is 48. 7 times 8 is 56. 8 times 8 is 64. 9 times 8 is 72. 10 times 8 is 80. 11 times 8 is 88. 12 times 8 is 96. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72, 80, 88, 96. See pages 84 and 85. Please do the exercises there. Study the tables and see you for the quiz for the 8 times tables. Here's the quiz. 8 times 3, 24. 8 times 6, 48. 8 times 9, 72. 8 times 5, 40. 8 times 11, 88. 8 times 0, 0. 8 times 12, 96. 8 times 7, 56. 8 times 8, 64. 8 times 2, 16. 8 times 1, 8. 8 times 4, 32. 8 times 10, 80. Let's go to the 9 times tables. You already know the first 9. 0 times 9 is 0. 1 times 9 is 9. 2 times 9 is 18. 3 times 9 is 27. 4 times 9 is 36. 5 times 9 is 45. 6 times 9 is 54. 7 times 9 is 63. 8 times 9 is 72. 9 times 9 is 81. 10 times 9 is 90. 11 times 9, 99. 12 times 9, 108. The answers always add up to 9. 2 times 9 is 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. Now I'd like to also show you how to do the 9 times tables with your fingers. Take a look at my hands right now. Do you see my hands here? Let's count. Are you ready? If I wanted to say 9 times 2, that's 1, 2. 9 times 2 is 18. Here's the 1, and here's the 8. 9 times 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 36. Here's 3, here's 6. 9 times 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 54. Here's 5, and here's 4. 9 times 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 72. Here's 7, and here's 2. And 9 times 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 81. Here are 8, and here's 1, 81. So you can always do the 9 times tables with your fingers. Please see pages 86 to 87 for some practice. And then come on back and I'll see you for the quiz. Remember, 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90, 99, 108. Let's do the quiz for the 9 times tables. 9 times 2, 18. 9 times 3, 27. 9 times 5, 45. 9 times 7, 63. 9 times 11, 99. 9 times 6, 54. 9 times 0, 0. 9 times 1, 9. 9 times 9, 81. 9 times 10, 90. 9 times 12, 108. 9 times 4, 36. How did you do? Try the 10s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. You already know the first 10. Take a look. 10 times 0, 0. 10 times 1 is 10. 10 times 2, 20. 10 times 3 is 30. 10 times 4 is 40. 10 times 5 is 50. 10 times 6 is 60. 10 times 7 is 70. 10 times 8 is 80. 10 times 9 is 90. 10 times 10 is 100. 10 times 11, 110. 10 times 12, 120. See pages 88 to 89. Do the exercises. Come on back for a quiz on the 10 times tables. 10 times 3, 30. 10 times 9, 90. 10 times 7, 70. 10 times 4, 40. 10 times 12, 120. 10 times 10, 100. 10 times 8, 80. 10 times 2, 20. 10 times 1, 10. 10 times 5, 50. 10 times 6, 60. 10 times 0, 0. And how about the 11s? 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, 77, 88, 99, 110, 121, 132. You know up to 11. 0 times 11 is 0. 1 times 11 is 11. 2 times 11 is 22. 3 times 11 is 33. 4 times 11 is 44. 5 times 11 is 55. 6 times 11 is 66. 7 times 11 is 77. 8 times 11 is 88. 9 times 11 is 99. 10 times 11 is 110. 11 times 11 is 121. 12 times 11, 132. Remember, go to the book, do pages 90 to 91. Remember, you know most of these. And come on back for the quiz for the 11 times table. Now for the quiz for the 11 times tables. 1 times 11 is 11. 4 times 11, 44. 3 times 11, 33. 11 times 11, 121. 5 times 11, 55. 8 times 11, 88. 6 times 11, 66. 2 times 11, 22. 9 times 11, 99. 12 times 11, 132. 7 times 11, 77. 10 times 11, 110. And now the 12 times tables. Remember, you know practically all the 12 times tables. You know it all the way up to 12 times 11. 12 times 0 is 0. 12 times 1 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. 12 times 3 is 36. 12 times 4 is 48. 12 times 5 is 60. 12 times 6, 72. 12 times 7, 84. 12 times 8, 96. 12 times 9, 108. 12 times 10, 120. 12 times 11, 132. 12 times 12 is 144. 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, 84, 96, 108, 120, 132, 144. See pages 92 to 93 in the Basic Math Workbook, and then come on back for the quiz. Here's the last quiz, the quiz for the 12 times tables. 12 times 6, 72. 12 times 7, 84. 12 times 10, 120. 12 times 12, 144. 12 times 1, 12. 12 times 9, 108. 12 times 5, 60. 12 times 2, 24. 12 times 3, 36. 12 times 11, 132. 12 times 4, 48. 12 times 8, 96. Congratulations, you finished your times tables. Come on back for Video D, multiplication.